So the first thing we saw when we walk in a building, in every building, is an entry system. And in this case, this is a traditional aluminum frame pedigrid system that the traffic all goes towards the doorway, which means as you walk on the mat, you're walking on the same area over and over, and the balance of the area rarely gets walked on. Once you wear down these strips, and you can see this is very dirty right now, so it's probably not doing much to get dirt off of anyone's feet because it's full of soil. So it really needs to be vacuumed on a regular basis. This also should be lifted out and vacuumed underneath periodically. And what happens with this system is when parts of it go and there's a missing piece here, now the mat is not stable.
Hold it.
So as you can see, we're missing a piece here, we're missing a piece on the other end. And over time, this will start shifting, it'll rack, and could even be a slip and fall problem. As you can see, one of these strips is warped, which is characteristic of these frames. And again, it represents a possible area for slip and fall. It sponsors and supports a lot of emerging artists. So again, one of the things that I think is important on a sales call before you make the call is to do some research about the company, or to do some research about ownership, likes and dislikes, things the company stands for, etc. And it's all online. You don't have to do anything but Google the name, and you can learn a lot.
Good to see you too. How's everything?
Good. How was your trip home?
It wasn't too bad. It was easy. Very easy. Oh boy, she's videoing already. Oh my goodness.
So this is Katerina.
Hi.
And this is Jason.
I'm Katerina. Hi, nice to meet you. How are you?
How are you?
Nice to meet you. How are you? And it's good to see you again.
So she's going to edit out a lot of the conversation. So
Okay.
what we're going to just do is walk through the building.
Yeah.
I'm going to, point out things, ask you a few questions. I'll make some suggestions along the way. If you feel so inclined to say that's a good idea, have Kevin call me, whatever, you can do that.
Oh yes.
And
I'll do that a lot.
okay, good. So when we came in the door, the first thing we looked at, and when we look in any building, is what does the entranceway system look like? And what you have here is probably the most popular architecturally designed walk-off system. It looks really great when it's brand new. And over time, it wears, it gets dirty, and in the case of yours, a couple of the edge pieces are coming off, so it's a little bit
Yes.
unstable.
Yeah.
So that should probably go on our list of things to, at some point, replace with a little bit different system.
Okay.
There are systems out today that are more efficient than that one. So tell me how you would like to go from here. We're going to go upstairs, we're going to go towards the
Well, I guess I
cafeteria?
can start from upstairs down. That would work.
So before we leave, because another thing I'm going to point out to Kevin later on, is you're getting a lot of traffic laning
Yes.
here.
Yes.
And, that's generally caused by the fact that at night, nothing against your janitors at all, but they mop the floor, and they use some kind of detergent or whatever, and they do the same thing on the other side. And when they leave, it smells good, it looks good, but there's a film of whatever cleaner they're using.
Interesting, because we have that upstairs and we can't figure out why, because people walk and obviously, we have carpeted areas and things, and there's like, this upstairs is really.
And outside of every bathroom, it probably looks like this. It's probably dark.
Well, we don't have any carpet in the, right outside the bathroom, so we're okay, but when you go in, you'll see when we go into finance, is a lot of it all over. We can't figure, and it's probably because they cleaned the VCT flooring with that, and then, so that makes sense.
And through no fault of their own, I mean, they're doing their job, but that film that's left behind, as minute as it is, over time it walks off, and then that film attracts dirt again. So we need to hit this area more often to get rid of that.
Okay.
So, the granite looks great in here, and this carpet is how old now?
I think it's like at least 10 years old. Well,
At least
2005. actually, so it's.
So it's 15
yeah.
or 16 years
Yeah,
old.
yeah,
So,
2005 is when they started, or they finished this, I believe.
yeah.
I purchased the building, so.
So it's a
yeah.
good testimonial for the brand of carpet you bought. I know you bought a carpet with cushion under it.
Yes.
And the cushion takes a lot of the abuse of the carpet. So we'll follow you.
Okay, great, so let's go upstairs. Did you want to go up the stairs or take the elevator? Oops. Yeah.
It's your building, you decide.
Thank you.
I guess we can go up the stairs. You can look at the spreads because they should be changed. I mean, they're okay, but again, since we're doing this walkthrough, my wish list, my punch list would be to have all this replaced because it's old also. It's like 15 years old. I mean, what do you think?
So I think that 15 years is a long time to get out of stair treads, but they will last longer. I just touched the edge, and there's still plenty of
Right.
non-slip in it, but they could be cleaned up a little bit. I don't think this is on any kind of a
Okay.
maintenance program, but we can
No.
certainly make them look better.
Okay.
Switching over.
Oh, you can go ahead. It's okay.
So first of all, the floor in here looks very good. It's shiny, it's clean, and what Janet was just mentioning is that the amount of walk-off on that carpet back there is much different than on the other side. And it's all because of how many people go into the other side versus this side. So
Right.
the more traffic you have, the more walk-off you're gonna have on the carpet, and the less, of course, less. Mr. Krasny in today?
He usually comes in later.
Okay.
I don't know, this has been here, oh gosh, for 5 years. And this is a wool carpet.
Always hold for you too.
Thanks.
Coming in and maintaining it, so, because they usually like to keep, Mr. Crosby's very old school, so he only wants internal people
Sure.
working in this area.
I understand.
He cleans it, he does
It's not unusual.
maintenance, yeah.
So, what are you doing about disinfection and that type of thing here? Have you
Well,
addressed that?
right now, we bought our own system because it tends to be really expensive, and we were doing it twice a month. We only had 50% staff up until recently. Now we have about 75%, so we don't know how many people are gonna continue to work from home. But I would think at least in the IT department, I think they're gonna be
Okay.
working from home. But right now, we're fine. I mean, we have disinfecting stations all over the place. We have wipes, we have, hand sanitizers, we have Lysol all over the place, so. And Antolina's really good about walking around and wiping out all the heavily touched areas.
Right.
So he goes around a few times a day.
Good. So, and I certainly understand that this is a secure area. We have clients that have that. If you are open to, I don't know what chemistry you're using for disinfection, but I was in a lab last week and I saw the effect of different disinfectants on carpet. And there is a difference. Some cause more discoloration than others. Some cause dirt to attract faster. Off camera, if you want to tell me what you're using today, I might be able to suggest a different product. And the cost difference is really no different, and we would tell you where to buy it, and it would just
Okay.
be maybe a better solution for you.
Okay, that sounds
Okay.
good. Yes.
All right.
Okay, so we'll go over to the finance area.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see here how heavy traffic and how it just picks up, and
You can
my
really-
boss is always saying, why does this floor look like, well, people walk in and they bring the dirt from, but now that makes sense. So
Yes.
he'll be happy to hear that.
Right.
There's a
That's
reason.
from the cleaning solution that leaves the, and again, this is really old. I know one of our things on our wish list is to replace the carpeting. We're just waiting for things to change because things aren't as, with every company, things aren't as good as we hope they would be.
Right.
So we're trying to budget in replacing the carpet.
Yeah, it's always difficult to find the right balance between, the company's needs and the facility's needs, but when you're ready to talk about that,
Oh, I definitely
where to
will,
go.
because this is one of my pet peeves. I can't stand this carpet the way it looks, and I would love for it to be replaced, so.
I noticed we're getting some edge curl
Yes.
here. Has that been going on a long time, or?
Actually, it's been going on for a long time. I remember in the beginning it was happening, and then I don't know if it has something to do with the floor underneath. It could be, because it's always been that way. But I guess this particular carpet, for some reason, does that. I don't know why. I remember you guys were in here
Yeah.
trying to address it. It's gotten better, so
Yeah.
it's not as bad. But,
So, as you pointed out, and I can tell by
yeah, by touching
feeling
it,
the
it's a
carpet,
little,
where it's not cleaned and dirty,
Mhm.
feels different than where it's, the dirt is tracked in.
Mhm.
And that dirt is all because it's really not dirt, you're just walking off the chemical.
right.
So,
So, yeah, it's pretty much this whole area. I know we also want to change the carpet in the offices. Those haven't been changed in, I've been here 25 years, so at least 25 years. I would even say 30 years. So considering how long it's been,
Mhm.
it's held up pretty good. But the plan is to do carpet tiles in the office.
of course. So, I don't know what brand you got 25 years ago.
I wasn't here, so I don't know what they-
Obviously, it was a good nylon system, it was
Mhm.
good quality because it still looks pretty good.
Yes. Yeah.
So Jan, one of the things, we've been talking to clients about is the return to work. I see a lot of fabric paneled workstations.
Yes.
And we've talked about doing a one-time clean of those and the rest of the upholstery.
Okay, those we have to be careful with. Those are at least 30 years old. Anything that would touch it, it would crumble.
Okay.
This carpet has held up really well.
Right,
It looks great, it's fun.
it's Milliken,
Yep. So, again,
3x3 tiles.
we would like, again, they would love to kind of change the carpet,
Sure.
redo that area. Also in IT, they have a whole system.
Okay. And things like your stainless steel and your metal, is that something your janitors or your day porter takes care of?
My day porter takes care of,
Okay.
and then the window cleaning people, when they come once a year, they kind of spruce up a little bit. So,
Good. Let's carry on.
so this has, like as you said from the other area, very dense population and constant traffic. But the beauty of it is that a lot of them can do work from home. So most of them, 50% are working from home, and it might stay that way.
So you don't anticipate that everyone will be back anytime soon?
Not, I mean, they're starting for people that were working home part-time, like they would come 2-3 times a week. Now they're back, but this area I think is going to remain hybrid.
Okay. So you guys still doing the art?
Yes,
Okay.
instead of 4 times a year, we're going to do either 2 or 3.
Okay.
So, again, I was on vacation last week, so I didn't get a chance to sit with the CFO, but we're going to discuss.
Yeah, so he's probably recommending a real epoxy as opposed to this is almost a floor paint and has come off.
Yes.
So whenever you're ready. I notice over here, and this is probably from salt
Yes,
on
the
cars
pitting.
in the wintertime.
Yeah.
So there's some, repair work that needs to be done and to stop that.
Yes, I believe it's on the proposal, so. That is very thorough.
So this would definitely be like a weekend job or 2 weekends to do this job, maybe 3 weekends.
Yeah, and we know we have to empty the place out, and
Yes.
so it's going to be a bit of work, but that's okay.
Yeah, it'll be good until you retire.
That's not very far away now.
Oh, okay. And these are new systems compared to what's
Yes.
in the rest of the building.
This was done.
I appreciate the little bit of help you gave us.
I
When?
think right before David left, and then his predecessor, Rick Lynch, but now Rick Lynch is with Henriksen.
And
So.
David's with SOF.
Oh, he is. I saw something, but
Yeah.
you know when you just get so many emails and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, and then I just never registered. But it's got cracks and things, so it's another area that we need to see it's all cracked there.
Yep.
Oh, no, this is cracked. No, this is cracked. Oh, yeah, this is all cracked, yeah.
Yep. So we're in the, you call this the cafeteria or break area?
Lunchroom, yeah,
Lunchroom.
break area, yeah.
So we did this VCT,
I'd say 2005, 2006, the
so
same
15,
time.
16 years ago.
Mhm.
We're on a ground floor level here, or it's a slab underneath, so we know there's probably some moisture in the slab, which could be the cause of some of the cracking you're talking about. Could be some movement in the slab, but we're just not sure. So far in the building, I mean, from my perspective, this is the best looking floor. It's clean, it's shiny, and you know, obviously they're waxing and buffing the floor
Yes,
with
they are.
good regularity. I
Yes.
think other than the cracks, which will get addressed when this floor is done over, the floor looks fine. The only thing I would add, if you decide at some point you want to do something more sustainable or environmentally friendly, we would take the wax off and we'd put an acrylic coat that you never strip again. So you'd never strip the floor.
Okay.
You would just mop it and you could buff it to get a luster to it, but you wouldn't be strip and wax that whole cycle.
Right.
And that's technology that came really after we installed this floor. So, again, thank you for the tour.
Oh, you're
By the
welcome, my
way.
pleasure.
And I'll just kind of give you a recap of what I saw through our lens. At some point in time, that entry system, you probably want to replace. The fabric in it is very dirty, and getting that clean makes it more functional. The granite I saw through the building, other than the elevator, all looked very good. And what I would suggest in the elevator, if you're gonna do anything, I noticed missing grout on the floor. You could re-grout the floor, or you could say we're gonna upgrade it and replace it at some point in time. But it is the movement in the elevator is why the grout breaks and cracks up. So maybe the next time you go around, you don't want something with grout. You want something that's just butted together, or carpet or something else. The big thing I noticed, and you noticed it too, was the traffic laning when you came off of a hard surface area. And you know, for all the reasons we mentioned, that's just unavoidable consequence. The solution to that is just more aggressive cleaning. I don't know how you're cleaning it exactly today, but I would recommend hot water extraction to pull out what's there. And if you'd like, I can have Kevin give you just kind of a one-off price to do those areas, and I'll share that with him when I get back.
Okay.
The other things in the building, you know, you mentioned the panel fabric. You're right, there's certain generation that if you touch it, it falls apart,
Yes.
and you might have that kind. So I'm not sure that cleaning that, as old as it is, probably makes sense, because you're probably not that far off of replacing it. Otherwise, I think the building overall looks fine, and I thank you again for letting us come and walk these gentlemen through and show them a real-life facility manager. And
Yes.
and some of our customers have nice smiles on their face, and
Yes, we're happy.
yeah, good. So Janet, thank you very much
Thank
for
you
everything.
so much. Thank you. It was
I'll
good
see you
seeing
soon.
you, and thank you for stopping by, and it was nice meeting you
Thank
both, and nice seeing you
you.
again.
So we're back in our office, just kind of recapping our visit today with Crasdale Foods and our client Janet Estevez. And I thought, now that we're away from the client, we ought to talk a little bit about what we saw today. So to recap on this client, this is a 25-year relationship. We have carpeted and replaced the flooring in the building twice. And up until probably pre-COVID, we had maintained the building using a high-quality method of carpet cleaning, and we also did the other hard surface areas. Because of the impact of COVID, the client has gone to in-house cleaning using a method that is not an approved method by any carpet mills. They're using a buffing machine on the carpet, but they're doing the best they can, and it's not unusual for clients that are in financial straits to try and work with in-house people. So as a follow-up to this, I thought overall the interior floors had room for a lot of improvement. And we will now go back to the client and give them a report, an audit, on what we saw in terms of overall cleanliness, condition of carpet, and make some recommendations to probably supplement what they're doing with professional floor care, but also at the same time on their in-house staff, work with them a little bit to get them through the times between when we come in service and they do the work. Not an unusual situation to encounter, people who believe they're saving money, and by the looks of their carpet, they're probably accelerating the replacement cycle a lot just due to the fact that the carpet is dirty. So we still have work to do there. We've got to convince the client that, so they may not need new carpet, but as a result of what we saw today, we're going to give them some interim suggestions on trying to get the place up to a more maintainable level. We'll make some suggestions to them about the cleaner that's being used on the hard surface is probably not a neutral pH cleaner, which is why we're getting so much walk off. And in the lower level where they have the Johnsonite rubber flooring that appears to be resoiling rapidly, we'll get in touch with Johnsonite and suggest to them that we restore that back to an original look and go from there. Hopefully also in looking at the video, you see that we have a real relationship with this client, and our best customers are always ones that we have a relationship with, regardless of how we get there. A cold call is cold. This was not a cold call per se today. So we have to take that into consideration. So in closing, I just want to say that we're here to support the initiative of following the shot and doing the audits. It will become second nature to people that embrace it, and it will not be a burden walking around checking boxes. You'll get to do this very much on your own. So good luck to everyone, and I look forward to working with you, developing more new opportunities. Thank you.